Hello everyone and welcome back to JavaScript Lessons on Codecademy. So last time we started looking at objects. What we looked at last time isn't all of the power that objects have in JavaScript lessons, and what we're going to be looking at today isn't we're not going to learn everything today either, but we're going to learn a bit more about objects. So I think that for more advanced object functions that will come later on. So stay tuned for that. I think that that's probably in the last 10 or 20% of the course, because that's the most advanced thing in most programming languages that you can do. So let's just get started with the mid-range, sort of to say, work with objects. So let's warm up with some arrays. Let's make an array that's veritable potpourri of data types. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but okay. Create an array, my array, which I don't know what we need to do there. Its first element should be a number, its second should be a boolean, and its third should be a string, and its fourth should be an object. Oh, interesting. You can add as many elements of any type as you like after these first four. So it should be an object. Therefore, we need to make an object before that to actually be able to put an object inside it. So let's call this variable my object. And let's just do that. And let's add something to that object, such as, I don't know, so my object dot name, why not, equals that. And then I will just add this to my new list, which I have created. Semicolon there, and as we can see, everything works. So let's just move on. Multidimensional arrays. Good, now let's create a 2D array. Not only that, but a 2D array that's jagged. So remember, that means it's an array of arrays and its nested arrays aren't all the same length. For example, you make an array, which is called a list in this case, which contains two other arrays, but the first array has 3 elements, whereas the second array has only 1. And you can add as many more as you want. Make an array called new array, so let's do that. It should be 2D, that is, okay, we know what it should be, blah blah blah. The ultimate kicker, maybe one of your inner arrays contain an object. I don't know if we have to do that, but we will see. So that's one array, that's the other array. So that should contain 2 elements, so we only need to have a few elements, so let's just do something like that. And this one can have a lot more, because that's what I feel like doing. I know I left blank spaces, that was unintentional, which I will have to come back to and actually erase, but oh well. There we go. Let's just fix that, because otherwise I will probably get an error of some kind. 7 submit, oops, invalid left hand assignment. Semicolon. Let's just keep it simple then. 1 2 3 and 1 2. You can do something crazy like that, but for the example of this I won't, and I'm still doing something wrong, so I will fix that and come back. So now this works. What I changed was that instead of new I put var there, because I just confused those two. I guess that we actually have to put an object in there, so let's just make a new object. No, that's not how you create an object. I did the same thing as before. My object equals new object, and I will, in that object, actually we don't have to add anything. It doesn't have to have anything inside it. There we go. Let's see if that works. Yes, it does. So let's move on. Editing an existing object. Nice work. Now let's do a little work with objects. We'll start by modifying an existing one. So add a key called interests to my object. Give this key an array value, which can contain whatever you like. So we need to add the code here, and we need to call a key value. Interests? Can't we just do that? I will just do that. We don't need a comma there because it's the last element. So, okay, interest. Well, not interest. Not interests. Interest, because it's going to be one thing. I'll just do origami because I actually do like origami, and I have called something else. Did you create a key called oh, it has to be interests. Did you give your interests key an array value? No, I didn't. Oh, it has to be an array value. Let's do that then. I will just put 2 elements. Our origami and programming. There we go. And that works. You don't have to put those 2. You can add, I think that only adding 1 object is also going to work because it is still technically an array. Yes, as you can see, it still works. You can add as many or as little. Let's see if 0 works. 0 might still work actually. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't. You have to have some interests. So let's redo that and let's move on. Creating your own objects. So you're almost there. Last step, forge your very own object in the files of Mount JavaScript. That sounds fun. Create your own object called my own object. So var my own object equals new object. Some of the things like syntax you just have to remember. Other things work more logically, so you just need to think about them. But things like this you just have to remember, which sometimes if you get wrong isn't that big of a deal, but it helps to remember it accurately. I don't even know what I'm saying now, so I'm just going to stop and continue with the program. So give it whatever properties you like. Be sure to give it at least 1. You can use either literal notation or the object constructor. So I will use both literal and object constructor just to give examples, and you guys can experiment with that more. So what the literal notation was my own object, and you put a dot out with whatever you want there to be, and I will just keep the simple thing, object name and my own object, and this was, I think, like this, the notation, age and equals whatever you want it to equal. I believe this is how you did it, and I will actually make it a string this time. As you can see, that works. You can also not make it a string, but it really depends what you prefer. I wanted to make it a string this time because that's just how I felt like doing it. And it printed out 15 for no reason, because it always does print out the last line. I have no idea why. If you guys know why, please tell me. I will try to fix it if you know any fixes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and share and subscribe if you liked it. Dislike if you didn't like it, and tell me how I can improve for next time. But until next time, thanks for watching again, and goodbye.